In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to use green screens and the chroma key effect in OpenShot in order to remove a green screen background. So one of the first things you need to do in this particular project is you're going to want to use the advanced view instead of the simple view. So I'm going to click on advanced view, and you'll see that I have a whole lot of panels now on the screen. So I like to use my screen a certain way, and you will as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is move some of these panels around, and I want you guys to know how to do this so that you can restore panels when you need to. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my properties panel down so that it sits alongside my timeline. It's a little easier to use there. And then I'm going to drag some of these other panels on top of each other so that they end up showing as tabs. And I do this by grabbing in the panel name between the name of the panel and the little icons on the right, and it lets me pick the panel up, and then I can drop it on top of another panel. Now I have the project files, captions, effects, transitions, emojis, all in a single window, and I can even move those around. So if I want the captions down here at the end or the emojis at the end, I want transitions before effects, I can move those things around very easily. The other thing I can do, I mentioned before, I can slide these panels so that I can make my video preview panel a little larger and easier to look at. So that's the first thing I want you to do, is to get your panel looking something similar to this, so you've got your project files, transitions, and effects all in here together. Then I'm going to go to my OpenShot files, and you'll have to download these from the Google Classroom files. The ones I want for this are the green screen tutorial video MP4 and the Shutterstock, which is a background image. So I'm going to drag both of those into my project files. Once you have those files in your project, go ahead and drag the green screen tutorial video down to one of your tracks. And let's drag the timeline controller over so that you're actually seeing more of the tutorial in the actual track. Another thing that we want to do before we get started is go ahead and save the file. So go ahead and click File, Save Project, and let's save the project to the desktop. I'm going to call this Green Screen Project, and I'm going to put my name on it. When you save yours, put your name on it and click Save. Okay, so now we're ready to take the green screen out from this particular track. I'm going to click off of the tutorial video on the track. I'm going to click the Effects tab, and I'm going to find the Chroma Key effect. I'm going to click the Chroma Key effect, and I'm going to drag it down and drop it on my track. After I've dropped it on that, I'm going to click on that C, and my Properties tab is going to fill with the Chroma Key selection. The first thing I have to do is pick a key color. So I'm going to double click on key color, and underneath this block of colors there's pick screen color. So I'm going to click pick screen color, and I'm going to come over here to my green screen area, and I'm going to click. Your numbers will be different. That's okay. Go ahead and click OK, and you'll see that some of the green screen starts to disappear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the fuzz in here, and I'm going to drag it up, and as I do that, more and more of my green screen will begin to disappear. Now this value will go all the way to 125, which is fine as long as none of your table, none of the shirt that someone's wearing, none of the glasses or anything start to disappear. You have to watch that very carefully. But not everything disappears. So what I have to do is grab the chroma key again, drag that down. You'll get a second C, and you'll click the C, the second C. So the first one is green, the second C still black. So I'm going to double click on key color. I'm going to pick screen color, and I'm going to go and pick a different color this time. Shows me the color that it's picked. I click OK, and I'm going to drag the fuzz value for this one up. Make more of my green screen disappear. Look, I drug all the way up to 125, and look what started to happen to my shirt. That's fine. Just click in here and drag that back down until you have a value that doesn't make the table or a shirt or clothing or something disappear. Once you have that value, then you're good. You see I've still got green, so I'm just going to keep doing the same thing, dragging a chroma key down, clicking on the C, double clicking on key color, pick a screen color. I'm going to grab this one, click OK, and drag the fuzz. Go as high as I can before things start to disappear. My glasses started disappearing, so I'm going to back down from that. And I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to get the green. I'm going to move this over. Pick the screen color, and I'm going to get this green over here under the edge of the table. I'm going to watch real closely to make sure my table doesn't disappear, or that my shirt looks like there's some places in the shirt that start to disappear. So and the microphone. So I'm going to back off of that just a little bit. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to move the playhead, and oh, I see where my glasses have disappeared a little. So I'm going to click on one of these that had a lighter green color, and I'm going to back off the fuzz and see if I can get the glasses back in. And it looks like they mostly are. I may have to select one of the others that looks like a lighter green and slide off of that a little bit. No, it's not that one. Let's take this first one that we took all the way to 125. We'll back off of that one a little bit, and it looks like my glasses have come back. So I may have to pull in another chroma key, and sometimes you just have to play around with these and slide through the project until you get that perfect balance of enough of the chroma key out without removing the things that you don't want to disappear. So let's see, let's slide this one around, see if there's another screen that might show us some more. I still got a little green popping in over here. So I will continue to play with this until I get the right number of chroma keys and the right amount of balance, so that my glasses haven't disappeared, and so all the screen behind it has. I still think it's this one, so I'm going to pull it down, pull in another chroma key, and here again, some of this trick is the right lighting. Some of this is making sure you don't wear green when you're recording. Some of this is making sure that glasses aren't reflecting, but you can continue to play with these colors, these chroma keys, until you get as much of the background out without losing the subjects in your video. And now that's pretty close. I know that there's a few things that are still showing there, and I could battle with that little bit of green for quite a while, but I want to make sure that I'm saving often, so I can click File Save, or I can click the Save button here in the toolbar. But as I slide through my project, I just want to check to make sure that I've got as much of the green as possible. And the next thing I'm going to do, sliding this over, I'm going to go back to my project files, and I'm going to grab the Shutterstock file that I have, and I'm going to drag it down below that track 5 where I've put my green screen project file, and now I have this file behind it. Now, a couple things I'm noticing here. I can see blew through my microphone, so I've lost a little bit of my microphone in some places. So I can go and play with my chroma keys. The microphone is really dark, so it's probably one of these darker chroma keys. And here again, I slide off that and hope to see some of my microphone come back without seeing green screen come back. May check another one or two of these. It really is a trial and error process. So I'm going to back off this one a little bit more. But keep in mind, you're never going to get it perfect, not in our studio, but you're going to get it close. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this flat image all the way to the end and put my playhead back at the beginning. I'm going to save, and I'm going to click off the tracks so nothing is read and selected, and I'm going to click play and see how this looks.
Welcome to Life in the TP. This particular film is...
And the green screen looks pretty good. The tutorial, or the videos always have a little bit of delay when we are playing with them in OpenShot as it's working on the rendering. But that is how you remove green screen. The other thing I recommend doing, one of the things I want you to note, is that I worked with a single track, a single file here. And when I do that with an entire file, I don't edit out any, I don't clip this file on the track. I haven't split it or anything yet. When I take the green screen out first and then slice, and I keep both sides, the chroma keys that I set for the whole track stay with each slice. So this is just a point of advice that you want to make sure you set your chroma keys and take your green screen out first before you start carving your track up into sections. So if you've recorded all of your anchors and all of their dialogue, everything that they have scripted, you want to take the green screen out using the chroma keys first before you start splitting the track and separating the track for the news packages that you're bringing in. And I'm going to back out of the edit that I just did. So I'm going to undo until my track is put back together. And I am going to say one more time, and I'm going to export my project, because here again in this assignment, I want you to upload your exported video. So make note of where you are exporting. Again, I recommend the desktop. Click export, let it run through the rendering. Once that file is exported, upload the exported MP4 file up to this assignment, and you are good to go.